Biden administration already caught in its first lies to the press. The National Guard left on the cement after the political photo ops, and we already see prevalent calls for Middle Eastern military action. It's January 22nd, and this is your Not So News Up. On the second day of press briefings, the Biden administration was reported that it's already caught in a lie from our celebrity, Dr. Fauci. The administration was reported saying earlier in the day that there was no plan left for vaccine distribution left by the Trump administration. However, in a press report, Fauci refuted the Biden administration claim. And from Yahoo News, we have the following. President Biden said at a White House press conference on Thursday that the Trump administration's distribution of coronavirus vaccines has been a dismal failure and set a goal to vaccinate 100 million Americans by the end of April. Meanwhile, sources in the Biden administration claim that the previous administration left no vaccine distribution plan. There's nothing for us to rework. We're going to have to build everything from scratch, one source told CNN on Thursday. However, Dr. Fauci directly refuted this claim after Biden left the press conference. We certainly are not starting from scratch, Dr. Fauci told reporters regarding the Trump's administration vaccine effort. Dr. Fauci said, "You can't say it was absolutely not usable at all." So we'll continue following vaccine distributions, but good to know that we already see lies coming in. Additionally, we have a couple reports of scandal and corruption coming from the new administration. From the Daily Caller, we have reports that a Biden advisor was caught receiving thousands of dollars from one of the appointees. From the Daily Caller, we see Secretary of Labor nominee Marty Walsh paid Biden senior advisor Anita Dunn's political consulting firm $90,000 between September and December of 2020, leading up to his nomination, the Washington Free Beacon reported. This is our first report of scandal from the Biden administration. This, after reports that Obama had no scandals. Next, we have from the Daily Wire that the Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer travels to D.C. for the inauguration after telling her constituents to stay home as a result of the COVID virus. This after months of hypocrisy coming from her enforcement of laws when it came to COVID. In the article, they state, "I wanted to be present and to support the next president and vice president as they take their oath of office," said Whitmer, who co-chaired Biden's inaugural committee. "I know they're going to be great partners for us in Michigan, and so it was something that was important to me." Whitmer has generally discouraged Michiganders from traveling and attending gatherings during the coronavirus pandemic, according to the Detroit Free Press. Her spokeswoman could not immediately say whether Whitmer was taking any special precautions on whether she was flying commercial or in state planes. Next, additionally from the Daily Wire, we have that Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Biden allegedly violating his own mask order he was celebrating. One of the reports of the first executive order signed by Biden was a 100-day ask for Americans to wear masks, and additionally he required that mask be worn on federal property. However, just minutes after signing this, he took his own mask off when at the Lincoln Memorial, which is obviously federal property. Additionally, later that evening, he gave an interview with CNN where he was coughed into his mouth on live TV, which also is obviously a health concern. And additionally, this raises questions of what the mask mandate means for the president. Obviously, the White House is considered federal property, so it seems only reasonable that he shouldn't be required to wear his mask at all press briefings, interviews, when he needs to wear it when he goes to bed, takes showers, really at all times, since the White House is considered federal property. Additionally, this also raises questions for what it means for Americans. Something I came to realize is interstate highways are considered federal jurisdiction, which means you can travel on a state highway without the mask, but as soon as you get onto a federal highway, you would be expected to put your mask on while driving. So make sure to mask up. Next, there was no secret that there were large numbers of National Guard members during the inauguration that came after the January 6th riots. This order for having the increased guards members came directly from Pelosi, and she's also reportedly asked that they had crew man machine guns. which is essentially those machine guns that require a group to like feed the bullets in and one person to shoot. The real issue here isn't that the machine guns would be terrible tactically, because the bullets just kind of spray everywhere, so you kill civilians, you destroy the property around you. So yes, it is tactically an issue. But the main issue is the language she used here of crew-manned machine guns. A recent past House rules stated that individuals cannot use gendered language, and she referred to it as manned machine guns. I believe that she would want to be calling it either crew-personed or maybe crew a men's and crew a woman's machine guns. I'm really not sure what's going on here, but we see blatant hypocrisy, and I will not stand for this bigotry of language coming from the Madam Speaker. Next, with the Capitol riots, there were reports that the guardsmen were forced to vacate the Capitol after the inauguration, and there were pictures circulating that of the guardmen being forced to sleep on cement pavement in the Capitol garage or the cement outside of the Capitol. The temperature last night hit just over 30 degrees, so was probably a cold night for them. There were reports that Pelosi was given a heads up when she asked for the increased guard that there was not housing for them, and she was reportedly just stating that they would figure it out when they needed to. It looks like she didn't, but good to know that she got her photo op while they were in the area. Good to she gets her photo op and then just spits them out on the street. Finally, we have two tests to see how Biden's going to react to military intervention. First is from Fox that progressive groups riots resume in major cities despite the Biden inauguration. What's being reported here is that there is the Antifa riots in Portland and Seattle. Took a day off, but they're back at it. However, something we didn't see under the Trump administration is local police in the city are now starting to actually prevent the protests. But we'll see if the Biden administration will send in National Guard eventually. I know that was the eventual response that the Trump administration had to take once they started attacking federal buildings. This comes after months that the Biden candidate released that he was trying to lower the temperature in the country and not raise it, and suggested that the protests would not happen under his administration. So we'll see how he reacts. Finally, we see the first test for military intervention in the Middle East. We got our chance to get the war criminals signed on here. From BBC News, there's a report that there were 2 suicide bombs in, I believe it was Iraq, on Biden's second day. And this is something we just didn't really hear much about during the Trump administration. I know the major focus was ISIS early on, and then some of the Iran issues later. However, things did trickle down a bit as a result of COVID. But the region was in a pretty decent spot after Trump. There were multiple peace deals between Israel and some of the other Muslim countries. So really hoping that this doesn't give an opportunity for our warmonger in chief to start the drone strikes. And this is your January 22nd Not So News update. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Have a good weekend and have a good one.